Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Could there now be more clarity over the gruesome Delhi Kanjawala case? Finally, it looks like the police has pieced together the sequence of events with technical evidence and also managed to find possibly a clinching piece of evidence in the form of a CCTV footage. This new footage shows the men getting out of the car that dragged Anjali for over 10 kilometers and checking it underneath. Now, if they claim they didn't know they were dragging something, why did they do so? If they say they thought they were dragging something but not a body, a question will arise: why didn't they bother to check earlier, despite the fact that they had hit a scooty with two women on it? Were they so unaware that they didn't even realize that they had banged into somebody and had an accident? Court has also remanded the accused to 4 more days of custody, during which they might undergo even a lie detector test. Not just that, the police has also revealed more culpability on the part of the accused, with a man with no valid driver license behind the wheel. Will all of this help the police and prosecution build a strong case against the men with stronger sections, the strongest sections possible? We'll take that question to our guests, some experts joining us in just a bit. First up, take a look at new information shared by the police today. So firstly, they have revealed that they're actually now chasing 2 more accused named Ashutosh and Ankush, who are suspected of hiding evidence in this case. Contradictory statements are being made by the accused is what the police has revealed today. Like, Deepak claimed that he was driving the car, but they found out that it was actually Amit, who has no legal driver license. The final post-mortem of the victim is awaited. Thus, it is not certain yet whether she was drunk and under the influence of alcohol at the time of the accident. Although the police also indicated that for them, this is not relevant as of now. Many want a murder charge on the accused, but police have said that right now there is no supportive evidence to do so. Hence, Section 304 of the IPC, which is culpable homicide, is what is applicable according to them. And finally, the police is consulting senior lawyers to build a strong case and will also assign a special public prosecutor in this case. This is done for very special cases, so that just goes on to show that the police is taking it extremely carefully. The police has also established via call detail records that Nidhi and Anjali met at a Rohini metro station around 6 to 7 p.m. that evening, which will be December 31st of the year gone by. The two were together till the time of the accident, so that has set aside the confusion that arose because of the CCTV faulty timings. And that the two women, Anjali and Nidhi, had never had any contact with any of the accused. Now, this will be crucial both for prosecution and defense, because there can be then no motive to hit them. That can be the defense in this case. But let's now take a look at this new CCTV footage, which could be a clincher. This is the first of its kind footage of the accused in this case, where they are seen stopping their car, getting out of their car, and one of them importantly bends down to check behind the back bumper, as you can see. So that man in what seems to be a dark jacket or upper garment bends down to check something. Now this could be a clincher that could show that they knew that there was something wrong. Could this be the smoking gun? This footage can be crucial to establish that the accused knew that something was under the car, and that could establish knowledge on their part, even if no intent. Does this new CCTV footage then nail the accused's guilt, or is this going to be extremely crucial as far as mounting that case against them is concerned? That's a big debate coming up after in just a bit.
सीसीटीवी फुटेज के आधार पर और जो सीडीआर के आधार पर हमें ये पता लगा है कि इसमें 2 लोग और इन्वॉल्व थे।
हो ही नहीं सकता है एक्सीडेंट, अपना भी करवा के देखें इस तरीके से एक्सीडेंट कैसे हो जाएगा।
क्या बोला निधि ने जब आई? घबराई हुई दिख रही थी।
घबराई हुई 3 बजे आई थी साहब।
3 बजे रात?
हाँ जी।
हाँ।
घबरा रही थी बहुत तगड़ी, मम्मी मेरे साथ एक्सीडेंट हो गया बहुत तगड़ा, मेरे को भी मार रहे थे वो लोग। बस यही बात हुई थी साहब।
Let's go across to the guests who are joining us. The big question we're asking is the latest piece of CCTV footage going to be crucial? Can it really help the police establish some amount of guilt on the part of the accused? Arvind Kumar Jain is former DGP of Uttar Pradesh joining us. Dr. Bhupendra Chaurasia is the friend of Anjali's family. He's been speaking and fighting the case on their behalf. Kapil Sankla is senior lawyer, Supreme Court. Brinda Dige is social activist, also joining us. I want to go across to the top cop on the panel. Arvind Kumar Jain, I'm coming to you. I'm sure you must have seen the footage that has come to light. I played it earlier at the start of the show. In this footage, the first of its kind where the accused men can be seen, they get out of the car. One of them bends and sees something under the car. Do you feel this piece of CCTV is going to be crucial to establish that they knew that something was wrong?
Yes, 100%, 200%. It was clear right from the beginning that they were very much aware that a girl is stuck beneath the car and they were dragging her. And this evidence, I think, will go to prove that it was intentional murder. They wanted to kill her. They didn't want that she should be saved. Otherwise, they should have got down all of them and they should have taken out Anjali from beneath the car, and they should have shifted her to the hospital. But this kind of evidence, if you are watching, if you are aware that some human body is there, and you are still continuing with the with your car journey, so it proves that I think court will also understand that 302 can be slapped against such people. 304 is naturally made out. There is no question of 304A. 304 is also made out, but even 302 can be slapped against these accused because they intentionally, deliberately.
No, so the reason I ask you this question is because naturally, and as we have been told by police sources, the men in this case reportedly are claiming that they had no idea they had a body underneath the wheel. So can this footage alone establish their knowledge?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Court will naturally know that they were very much aware. Even if you run over a dog, you come to know that something has hit your car, and you get down, or a car will be damaged. So they were deliberately they were continuing with the journey. A person without any driving license is driving the car. Delhi police is now taking all possible steps which they are supposed to take. And they are on the
just
right.
Just request you to just hold on to your thought. I'm also joined by Ujjwal Nikam, noted lawyer. I want to go across to him and take his thoughts on what he thinks about the culpability of the accused in this case, the sections that can be slapped against them. Ujjwal Nikam, thanks a lot for your time. A new footage has come to light that shows that one of the accused, after getting out of the car, bent down at the and checked the car under the back bumper. Now, so far, the accused have been saying they didn't know that they were dragging a woman, a body underneath the vehicle. Do you believe this footage can be crucial in establishing their knowledge that something was wrong, even if not an intent to hit these girls?
See, there is no doubt that the accused had a knowledge because of their driving that the girl lost her life. Here, the main question is whether the accused had any intention to kill that girl or whether there is a culpable homicide not amounting to murder, part 1 under section 304 or part 2 under section 304. Without entering into all these niceties of the law, I must say that it is the biggest challenge before the Delhi police to find out firstly as to whether the deceased girl had any previous acquaintance
They've
with the
said
accused
no.
person or not.
They've said no.
Because
So the police
Who
has
said
come
no?
on record to say that the girls, either of the girls had no previous contact with any of the men. They didn't know each other.
Okay, then fine. So one thing is very clear, that the accused had no animus right from the beginning. Now the only crucial question is whether their rash and negligent act caused the death, whether they had a knowledge or whether it's an intention. Now, so far as section 304, you see, under section 302 of IPC, now it is very clear that there must be an intention to kill. Now, if there were no acquaintance, it would be too premature to say anything.
Okay.
But Shivani, I must tell you, in Maharashtra, I have come across such cases wherein the driver had a specific intention to kill the victim, but only they have killed him by driving a vehicle on his person. No doubt the accused had taken the defense. That this is a fit case under section 304, part 2. But certainly we have established in Maharashtra, no, accused had a specific intention to kill the victim because so many reasons. Now, therefore, it is only they had no acquaintance, that can't be a ground. Now, the moment this accused car hit the girl scooty for the first time, which was noticed in the CCTV footage, and once that what you have said, Shivani, that one of the passenger got down from the car and he checked up the bumper and again sat in the car. So it means that intention starts from that moment. Now, one has to see with the doctor's opinion whether the girl was already done to death at that point of time or whether she was still alive.
No,
if she hadn't still alive, then definitely this is a fit case under section 302.
Okay, so I must clarify that actually it is believed by the eyewitness account and also by the post-mortem report that some of the injuries happened while she was alive. So she was alive for a while under the wheels. And obviously, you can imagine that she would die because of what was taking place to her. Some injuries are antemortem, but some have happened while she was alive. And her friend Nidhi, in this case, who's an eyewitness, has said that she heard Anjali crying out for help. So she was very much alive. The second question I want to ask you, Mr. Nikam, is that the police have now also indicated that there were 2 other accused, they have named them as accused, who were involved in hiding evidence or suppression of evidence. Now that also then adds to the guilt of the accused, that they knew they did something wrong and then were trying to hide it.
No, that is a separate offense. That is a separate offense under section 201 to screen the offender from the legal punishment. So those 2 persons who were trying to hide the offense, it means indirectly they wanted to save the main culprit from the clutches of law. So that is a separate penal section.
But that means that the accused, the passengers of the car knew they had done something. That's why they were seeking help, isn't it?
No. If you see, if the passenger knew about that, if the girl came in their under the wheel of the car and still they drove the car, then the intention comes.
Exactly.
It's a very subtle difference between intention and knowledge. You see, therefore, section 304 of IPC has 2 parts. First part is about the intention, which prescribed for the life imprisonment. Second part about the knowledge, which prescribe a punishment for about 10 years rigorous imprisonment. Here what we are talking about as to whether the police can invoke the charge under section 302 or not. So my candid opinion on this aspect is that ultimately it would depend upon the investigation. What material has been collected by the investigator. So the investigator can't simply deny, no, there was no acquaintance and all these things. They will require to find out from the CCTV footage when the car hit the scooty of the victim, deceased girl, what they had done. What was their conduct of the driver and the other passenger. Whether they got down from the car, whether they confirmed it. And if in spite of that confirmation, if still they drove the car, then according to me, section 302 can be applied.
Okay, so you need that to establish. Unfortunately, as of now, Mr. Nikam, we don't have the exact footage of the moment of the accident. And we don't know whether they got out of the car. We can go by the eyewitness account, Nidhi in this case, that they did not. They backed up their car and went ahead. Nidhi, of course, claims despite knowing that that Anjali was underneath their vehicle. But you say that there can be a section of 302 slapped against the accused if it is established that they continued to drive the car despite knowing
Yes.
that a woman was underneath their wheel. That's what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely correct. Then intention comes into play.
So you don't need motive alone. You need knowledge. If you have knowledge that your actions are hurting and killing somebody, you don't need motive.
Let me tell you, in circumstantial evidence, motive plays an important role. But motive is something which prompts a man to form an intention. And intention is something which can be gathered from all the facts collected during the course of the investigation.
Okay.
So ultimately, if investigators find out, they will find out whether there was any specific intention, then automatically it becomes a motive.
Absolutely. And the intention in this case could be to not stop and drive the woman to death so that she dies. That could be an intention if you knew that you were driving with the woman underneath your wheel. So, Ujjwal Nikam, I really appreciate you joining us. It is a pleasure to hear your thoughts on this case, which the entire country is debating today. I continue this debate with our other guests who continue to be with us. Thank you, sir. Let me bring in Bhupen Chaurasia as well. What do you make of this new footage that has come to light? Do you believe this strengthens your case now?
Ma'am, I think the total thing happened in last 3-4 days are very sad for the whole world. How she dragged 13 kilometers, how she got hurt, and now we all want that this 5 accused will hang till death. Today, along with the family member, I met the police, Delhi police, and they have said that for putting 302, we need basically some motive. So for gathering those motive, they want some extension of some remand. So
they've got the remand today.
They got. आज उनको 4 दिन की रिमांड और एक्सटेंड हो गई है. सो उनने कहा है कि डॉक्टर साहब आप हमें संडे तक का टाइम दें. इवन दे आर सेइंग कि 50 से 60% दिल्ली पुलिस की ऑफिशियल्स ये चाहते हैं कि ये 4-5 पे जो है 302 हो, बट वी आर ट्राइंग टू गेट अ मोटिव.
हाँ, तो मोटिव करना जरूरी होगा, बट जैसे उज्जवल निकम ने कहा कि अगर ये एस्टैब्लिश हो जाए कि पता होने के बाद भी वो गाड़ी चला रहे थे, तब भी 302 का चार्ज लग सकता है. ये उनका कहना है, बट वो ये मैंने जैसे आज शो के पहले मैंने चलाया, Kapil Sankla, I want to come to you as well. The Delhi police has said that they're going to consult senior lawyers. They're going to assign a special public prosecutor.
लीगल टीम को हमने दिया हुआ है.
वो ये सारा मैटर देखेंगे कि क्या सेक्शंस अप्लाई कर सकते हैं.
तो मुझे लगता है शायद जो सारी चीजें एविडेंस आ रहा है पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट में भी हमने देखा, मुझे लगता है विद इन 1-2 डेज में जो है दिल्ली पुलिस इसको 302 मैटर जो है एक्सेप्ट कर लेगी. दैट इज व्हाट आई थिंक.
ओके, कपिल सांकला, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? In this footage, now I'm just playing devil's advocate here. In this footage, what the accused can also claim is that one of them bent down to do something else. It's not clear what he's doing. Do you believe this footage alone can be a clincher, or will the police need more if they wanted to establish knowledge and intent, even if no motive? Kapil Sankla, can you hear me? Okay, we seem to have lost his link. Let me take Brinda Adige in the meantime. Brinda, do you believe that the police is going to be able to slap the strictest, strongest sections against the accused today? Even though the Delhi police was pretty categorical and candid today to say that as of now, they don't have any evidence to slap the 302 charge.
I think they will be able to find it if they go through with the procedures professionally. Almost number one witness is Nidhi. Has 164 been done for her?
It has
because
been.
On the first day when she came up, when the police produced her as the star witness and all of that, she very categorically stated, and all of those clippings can be taken also by the police, that she knew that the girl was stuck, her friend, so-called friend was stuck under the car, and she said the car occupants also knew about it. Now that's number one. Number two is there was an eyewitness who was on a two-wheeler and he kept shouting and yelling at all of them to say, stop, there is a body under your car. But they did not stop. Third, we want to talk about intent. What was their intention to go round and round the U-turn for about 10, 14 kilometers? What was their intention? They were not reaching any destination. So all of that cannot be difficult to prove. And that's why it's important that they be put under the narco test.
You know, actually,
Nothing
that's
short of it.
that's a good point you raise. AK Jain, you know, we know that these men went around in circles and kept taking U-turns either to avoid a police station or a police picket or to get rid of the body while turning. Now, if it can also be established via CCTV and via CDR that once the body was left behind, which was apparently about 4:10 a.m., once that happened, these men then go to their home and drop off each other or whatever they did once they got up. That also can possibly show us that it's only once they got rid of the body that they went to their final destination. And that could also prove knowledge.
In my opinion, I am saying it right from day one that police should not have registered a case of 304A. They should have registered a case of 302. It is now up to Delhi police to prove that they knew that the girl was beneath the car. She was stuck in the bumper and they were deliberately carrying her. They were going round and round because they wanted to get rid of the dead body. After Anjali was lying on the road, and they removed the pieces of her body from the axle of the car, from the bumper of the car. All those people who have helped them in hiding evidence, in destroying evidence, should be charge sheeted under 201 of the same case. And in my opinion, I am saying, and you just take my words, watch my words, and court will charge sheet them under 302. Even if Delhi police is not charge sheeting them, court will so moto take cognizance and issue notices under section 302 in this case.
Okay. Kapil Sankla is back with us, Supreme Court lawyer. Kapil, just as in a very plain way for the layperson, there are two types of culpable homicide. As I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong. One is the act is committed with knowledge that the actions could kill the other person, but not with an intent. That's 10 years imprisonment and fine. If the act is committed with intent to cause death, that's 10 years to life. And then, of course, is the straight charge of murder, where the act is so dangerous, there is intent and knowledge both. But even if there is not intent and knowledge, the act is so dangerous that it is 100% certain to cause death, then also 302 can be applicable. And that's, of course, life imprisonment to death penalty. In this case, after everything that has come to light, two things today. The footage where one of the men allegedly bent down to check underneath the car. The police says there are two other accused they're searching for who helped them hide or destroy evidence. Do you believe that 302 can be applicable in this case?
Well, I've gone through the footage and what I've read about it. So my understanding is this, that the milk stool of an argument, the three limbs are, as you rightly said, one is knowledge, the other is intention, and the third is negligence. This is not a case of negligence. This is not a case of 304A. So that is clear. Now we're left with intention and knowledge. Now, as far as you rightly again said, 304 has two parts. One where you have the intention, but what you miss out on is this, that the intention of causing death or, and this is what is important and applicable here, of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death. In such a case, this would be a case minimum imprisonment 10 years, goes up to life. So 304 part 1 is clearly made out. I mean, that is clear. That is now nobody's argument that this is a case of 304 part 2. It is clearly a case of 304 part 1. That is first. Secondly, now look at the conduct of the accused. In any such cases, conduct is material. So when I said that the three legs of the argument is intention, knowledge, and negligence, we are very clear that they had the knowledge and they had the intention. How? Because their conduct is material. The conduct is like this, that despite saying, I'm making a false statement that they did not know that, there was a body underneath, that is completely unbelievable and is against any human conduct. I mean, if you hear any kind of sound, knocking, it's difficult to drive the car, any reasonable person will stop the car and check underneath. Once you check underneath and you see there is a body underneath that, it is clear then the intention was to run over the body. So now it doesn't really matter whether there was intention or knowledge. The act was so dangerous, clearly was done. The act was committed to commit a criminal act of getting rid of the body in a way that the person is no longer alive. So this case in itself, because this does not come under the exceptions. As far as murder is concerned, the definition is under section 299, and in 300 the exceptions are given. The punishment is under 302. As far as section 299 is concerned, whoever causes death by doing an act with the intention of causing death, with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, or with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death, commits the offense of culpable homicide. The exceptions are given in section 300. This is not a case of exception, and therefore under these circumstances, looking at the video and looking at the conduct that they have made false statement before the investigating officer, and they've actively connived together and abetted to destroy evidence, this does now look like a case under 302. The minimum that is 304, one which also has life
imprisonment in it. Of course, as the friend of the family is saying that they do want death penalty in this case, and they believe that there will be more that will come out that eventually will turn this into a 302 case. Although I must add here, the police today itself said that as of now they don't have enough to slap that charge. But I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Couple